Reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
She continued on to say, "You see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women who've been playing professional basketball for a long time." However, Taurasi totally ate her words when she went against Clark and her team, the Indiana Fever, on June 30th. Clark's team bested the Phoenix Mercury, securing a final score of 88-82. And though social media expected Taurasi's loss to prompt even more shade, she simply showered Clark with praise. She said after the game, "It's amazing what Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far. The one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in. It's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game." Taurasi also foresees a bright future for the WNBA rookie. Fans, meanwhile, foresee a possible friendship between the pros.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. The one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright, and being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time, it's pretty cool to see that, and going into the future. Oh, I mean, I think more importantly, I think she's done a lot for the Indiana Fever. That's a team that for the last couple years is trying to get back to their glory days of Tamika Catchings and putting up banners. So obviously what she's done, I think nationally for the game has been pretty incredible. And, whenever you have that momentum coming out of college and, the eyes on you for 4 years straight. So I think what she's doing for that team right now is pretty impressive. And, that's when I think of her, I think of what she does for her team.
A lot of the talk right now is about Caitlin Clark's name not being on it. But my question for you is, do you have an overall reaction to the fact of that's what's being talked about ahead of the official announcement of the roster?
I think the names the names change, but, whenever you're trying to cut down to 12 players from this amazing pool of players, there's always going to be controversy. There's always going to be names where you're like, how does that person not make it? And, I think you see that with all-star teams, and the Olympic team really is just a collection of best players. But at the end of the day, USA Basketball always has a firm grasp of what they need as a team. I think people kind of lose track of no matter what, you have to make sure that 12 players fit coherently together to form the best team, not necessarily the best players. So, whatever the 12 are, I think USA Basketball has always done a great job of putting that collection of talent together.
After all, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever's win over the Phoenix Mercury put her in a prime position to get in a little well-deserved gloating. The WNBA star has been inundated with hate since she entered the league, so no one would blame her if she embraced a petty moment. However, Clark decided to offer Taurasi a little grace. Following the game, which prompted fans from both teams to give Clark a standing ovation, she delivered her thoughts to ESPN.
I'm just happy we won. It was cool to play against her, and obviously a really great game. And like you said, this crowd was absolutely incredible.
It's the new fans. They're really sensitive these days. You can't say anything. It's kind of like when you go from kindergarten to first grade, there's a learning adjustment. When you go from high school to college, there's a learning adjustment. I don't think I said anything that wasn't factually correct. And like anything, greatness is going to translate. And she's proven that in every level. And I don't see it being any different in the WNBA.
Especially me and Caitlin, being able to have so much publicity come to the league and come to the game, and so many people are watching the game. I mean, this is long overdue. I mean, these women of the league that I've been watching for a really, really long time, they deserve this. So being able to have this now and just being able to be in the moment, I'm going to always enjoy it.
You and Angel Reese are going to be teammates after going head-to-head during college for some years. What is that like? What is it going to be like sharing the court with her and being her teammate?
Yeah, it's going to be fun, I think. Obviously, as two rookies, getting to share this experience for the first time, it's super rare to be here as a rookie. And then to have two of us here, I think it's just really great overall. I think obviously the fans are going to be very excited about it. But I'm excited to share the court, honestly, with everybody. meeting new people. This is my first experience here. Obviously, know these two, but everybody else, like just getting to know them over the course of the weekend and enjoying the experience.
You're going to be teammates with Caitlin Clark after your rivalry in college. How will it feel to be on the same team with her? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everybody can wear their get along shirts together for one day at least. So I know a lot of people are going to come and watch us and see all of us, but there's not a lot of talent within both rosters of the team, so they're in for a good one.
From the NBA to the WNBA, Diana Taurasi, one of the best hoopers in basketball history. You can argue with your mama. There is no debating her on-court impact. There was plenty of debate over her off-court comments in April about Iowa star Caitlin Clark that had them both in the headlines and seemingly in the crosshairs of the old guard fans and the new wave masses. The GOAT and the Rook will square off for the first time this afternoon. Rebecca Lobo gets us ready.
WNBA fans, reality is coming. What do you see? The GOAT?
Diana's one of one!
The heir apparent?
Caitlin Clark, that's what she does! Superwoman has entered the building!
A 42-year-old veteran? A 22-year-old rookie? What do you see? Two ballers separated by 20 years of experience in life and league. One has always been bold and brash.
Reality is coming. There's levels to this thing. You're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
Yet, usually on point.
Like anything, greatness is going to translate, and she's proven that in every level, and I don't see it being any different than the WNBA.
The other always says the right thing.
I think at this point, like I know I'm going to take a couple hard shots a game. Just trying to stay in the game and focus on my team and focus on what's important.
Reality is coming. Yet, what is the reality? Diana Taurasi has had one of the greatest WNBA careers we have ever seen.
Diana Taurasi, dagger from three-point range.
She's the all-time leader in points scored, threes made, and all WNBA first-team selections. Caitlin Clark is the all-time leading scorer in college basketball.
Clark connects box office.
She is also the fastest rookie in league history to total 300 points, 100 boards, and 100 assists. These two players, both 6-foot guards, who shoot deep threes,
My goodness!
and drop deep dimes,
This is ridiculous!
are not all that different from one another. Their rookie numbers, almost identical. Look closer. These two women, a generation apart, have each had an impact on generations.
Diana was one of my first basketball idols.
The one thing in the WNBA that translates no matter what, her motor's crazy.
I'm sure Caitlin Clark's about to make a lot of money.
She's earning her money right now.
No, Caitlin's balling right now. I mean, I don't have a box score, but at one point, is this where we talk about her being our child?
Oh,
All right, I'm going to let you deal with it. You're the mom.
this is our
So you deal with this
firstborn,
one.
Caitlin Clark. As you can see, she has the passing ability of Shoshana Bird. She has the pull-up. She has long distance range, like middle linebacker Taurasi. And she has the swaggy competitiveness of both of us. This is our love child.
She was probably one of the first women's basketball players I really grew up idolizing and really like knowing. Obviously her, Sue, Maya. So I would say like that's like kind of my first memory is just like about the WNBA in general. It's like she was one of the first that I really knew about and supported and, you know, idolized and wanted to be like. And, you know, I just admired the way she played the game and the fire that she played with. And like I said yesterday, like it's impressive that she's still able to play this game at such a high level and produce like the way she does. Like it's incredible. I think she's obviously the best scorer our game has ever seen and one of the best players our game has ever seen. But I would say my first memory is just like around the WNBA in general, and when I like first started to, you know, really watch this league was because of her.
The Phoenix Mercury will host the Indiana Fever on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, which means fans of the W will finally get to see the much-anticipated battle between veteran Diana Taurasi and star rookie Caitlin Clark. When asked about her anticipation of facing Clark for the first time, Taurasi only had 4 words.
Your thoughts going into facing Caitlin Clark for the first time on Sunday?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I expected more from Diana Taurasi, ain't gonna lie about that. I expected something like can't wait, I expected something like, get your popcorn ready. I expected something like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. Something like that. But it doesn't really matter because we remember what she said to Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter for ESPN months ago, when she said there's levels to this. You know, it's one thing to go against young girls and stuff like that. You about to go up against grown women. We're gonna be waiting for her. So guess what? This is Caitlin Clark's first visit against Diana Taurasi. And it's gonna be special. This is why I ain't missing this game. This is what you wanna see. You see, if there's one player, if there's one type of player that has absolutely nothing to worry about, you see the numbers right there. Diana Taurasi, 40 years of age, 16 points a game, 39% shooting, 35% from three-point range. Numbers very comparable. Caitlin Clark has numbers incredibly comparable, if not exceeding field goal percentage, three-point field goal percentage to Diana Taurasi. But she's half her age. So that just speaks to the greatness of Diana Taurasi, who we know is a winner extraordinaire. But Sunday's game is one thing to be a winner and to just have your game. It's another thing to have a mouth, which Diana Taurasi has. It's another thing to back it up and to let everybody know you ain't shying away from the challenge one bit. That's what we gonna see. Now, only thing I ask for in this game, I hope they guarding each other at least some of the time. I hope Caitlin Clark is guarding Diana Taurasi. I hope Diana Taurasi is guarding Caitlin Clark. I hope they going right at each other. These are the kind of things that will elevate the cachet, the interest, the intrigue in the WNBA.
As we're talking about, Caitlin translating thoughts?
Yes. Translating to the next level of her game.
What do you think her transition is going to be like?
Well, I mean, I think one thing, it was funny because I was talking with someone about this, and of course, you know, the next level is always going to be more difficult. But she has, like, you can tell, like, how she plays, that she has the pro mentality.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I think that there's a lot of talented athletes that come into the league, and, you know, everyone struggles. Like, even me, like, I even had a hard time. I think everyone has that transitional period. But I think the difference maker with people that make it to the WNBA is the discipline.
Yeah.
And I don't have to see Caitlin work in the gym to know that she has that discipline to be a pro.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing in the WNBA that always translates no matter what. If you have a motor, you're going to outwork people.
For sure.
Because there's always going to be people coming into camp, not ready to play.
Right.
Like, and her motor is crazy.
It's crazy.
I never see her tired.
No.
Never see her tired.
And she plays 40 minutes.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, legit, all the time.
I'm excited. I'm excited to play against her.
But then again, there is a whole side of the other side of the basketball that she's going to have to really like focus on defensively. I mean, I think
we don't talk about that enough.
That's going to be the one part that when you play the way they do, I mean, she conserves a lot of her energy.
Right.
Rightly so.
Right.
Where in the WNBA, you don't get to do that.
No, you're not playing 40 minutes in the WNBA.
No.
What will Caitlin Clark's hardest transition going into the WNBA be?
All right.
I mean, look, the
I
game.
think defense.
Yeah, the game is just, when you talk about how physical the game is, it's just a whole different level. You're talking about the 120 best players in the world, hopefully in peak condition, and that just makes the game harder in itself.
You said 120.
How many are there? 10 times 12 is 120.
NECA?
Phoenix is only carrying 10, by the way.
So for me, I think, I really do think kind of like the lifestyle of a WNBA player, you know, realistically, we play more games, and that mixed with the physicality, like that's managing that and trying to level up in like mentality and just like understanding like how to be ready for a back-to-back, how to be ready. All of that wears on you, and so I think getting into that quickly is going to be probably. So I think it's everyone's most challenging thing. We play so much, we travel so much, you know, and the travel isn't easy. So
absolutely, it's definitely going to be an adjustment. It's adjustment for everyone.
Oh, I love Caitlin. I mean, we were just talking about that. Me and her have always been competing each other since we were in high school and just AAU days. I mean, I love that, and hopefully one day we can even be teammates and just understand that she's a great player, a great person, a great shooter, and I just love everything that she's doing for the game and what we both were able to do for the game as well.
How cool was it to see her come to bat for you?
Yeah.
After the national.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks that we're at each other, but me and her know, and that's all that matters. I don't care about anything that's negative. When you know the person and you know that what their genuine intentions are, and just being able to know that we did something big, and just being able to know we grew women's basketball, but then that's all that matters. And we play against each other again, we're going to compete again and always have fun after. So I'm just having fun, just being competitive as I always have.
If you had to log your vote today, who would your rookie
of the year be in the WNBA?
I mean, it is a thin line. It's really tight. But when you look at where the teams are, and I also went a little deeper and I looked at plus minus, and I also look at net rating. And when you look at that, Angel Reese has to get the nod. Now, I know it's not a popular position to take because Angel Reese has to do the dirty work. I have said it's not sexy to have to battle and rebound inside and where you've got to do the blue-collar work. But this is a player that has come in as a rookie and is putting up grown woman numbers. 12 double-doubles in a row. I mean, in one season. So when you see a young woman come in like that and do that, I would have to give the nod with her efficiency rating and also the plus minus. When you look at where the season started, Caitlin Clark was minus 750 advantage, and you had Angel Reese was at plus 2,000. She was fourth. So that gap, it's closing between these two players.
Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy, but I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing.